to my channel, LovedHappy. My name is Kaylin if you are new. Today I'm coming at you guys with 20 of my top baby girl names because I need help picking out a baby girl name. I'm currently 38, almost 38 and a half weeks pregnant, and we do not have a name. So I am not holding back on this list. All of our favorites are on this list, and I honestly want your input. I want you to let me know down in the comments the favorite names that have been mentioned, and if the names have already been mentioned in the comments, just give them a thumbs up so I know which ones you guys like. And I'd also love to know suggestions based on these names because we're not even certain that her name is going to be one on this list. We're very open-minded right now, and we think that we'll probably just have to name her after we see her. If you're new to my channel, I have one daughter. She is 2, and her name is Elia. And then this is going to be her baby sister. In terms of names that we're looking at for her, we like names that kind of have a more classic sound to them, but are still kind of different and not totally run-of-the-mill names. I feel like her personality is very peaceful and wise, and I just feel like she's very smart and has a very kind of special way of looking at the world. So if that helps you, that's kind of a feeling that I have about her and her personality. I'm so excited because today I'm collaborating with my pregnant mama friend who has a YouTube channel here, Deanna from Taming the Frizz. She is pregnant with a baby boy, and she is sharing 20 baby boy names that she loves. I actually met her when she came to visit California, and she is so awesome, just a super genuine, inspiring woman and mother. So I hope that you check out her channel and her video. And if you're new to my channel, I'm so glad that you're here. I make a lot of mom-related videos that are meant to help you and inspire you in very practical ways. So I hope that you stick around by subscribing if you're interested in stuff like that. Obviously, these rank differently. These all aren't like our highest contenders, but I'm just going to share them to you at random, but just know that some of our all-time favorites are in this list. But without further ado, let's get into my favorite 20 baby girl names. My first name is Zara. Zara means princess. I love Zara because it sounds different and kind of exotic, but yet it's very simple and straightforward, and I feel like you can't mess it up. And I'm personally drawn to that kind of balance of the exotic, but yet it's a very practical, understandable name. When I think of princess, I think of princess like a daughter of God. I love that name, Zara. Alice is a name that I really love. I think it's so classic and sweet, and I feel like it will age very well because it is an older name. My husband and I both really love this name, at least for a period of a day. When I was pregnant with my first daughter, this is what happens with all of our favorite names. But we both felt that our daughter just wasn't an Alice, so that's why it kind of got pushed to the side. But I feel like this baby girl could be more like an Alice. And the meaning kind and noble is an excellent meaning, and I think that could fit our daughter's personality as well. The next name I like is Freya. It's a little bit different, but I just think it sounds very regal and stately and kind of royal, and it means lady in Scandinavian. This one is a little bit too different for my husband, so he isn't a big fan, but I think the name is beautiful and different and stands for itself very well. Next up is one of my favorites, and that is Grace or Gracie. I think that is the most perfect name. I think if my husband was on board with this one, I would totally be down because I absolutely love the name Grace. I think it sounds so nicely, and I love every meaning of the word grace. It is a more common name, but I feel like Grace will always be a beautiful name. The next name that I think is super cute but also strong is Evie, and that means life or living or lively. I love the meaning of that, and I love that it's a strong name, but it's also very pretty. I'm not sure if we should do another E name, like if that would be cute or if that would be too confusing. I definitely don't want them to be super similar E names. I think having 2 E names, being that they're sisters and they'll be close in age, will be cute, but I don't know if it'll be too confusing. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. The next E name that I really love is Esme. This is definitely one of my favorites. It means beloved or cherished, which I think is the perfect meaning, and that one is definitely at the top of our list. Another name that is up there is the name Haven. I mentioned this name in one of my other baby name videos, but it hasn't left our mind, so I had to bring it back in this video just to get your feedback on it. I love that it means a safe place or a refuge, and I just think it's a very pretty sounding name. And I think it sounds really nice with Elia and Haven. I just think they complement each other really well, and it's a gorgeous name. The next name that my husband and I both like is Hallie. This definitely is a more common name that we grew up hearing. We also like the name Hallie, which is kind of similar, Haley and Hallie. We like that it sounds pretty and classic, but I think that also has just like this cool factor to it. But yeah, we both really like Haley and Hallie. Again, I think we're just gonna have to hold her and see what we think she is. My next favorite is Mariah, M-A-R-I-A-H. Mariah is Hebrew, and it means the Lord is my teacher. This is a name that I really, really love, but my husband, I think think he is just too familiar for him or something like that, but he's just not as crazy about it. But I really like Mariah, and I love the sound of the name, and I love the meaning of the name too. The next name we have is Madelyn. Madelyn is more popular, but I think for good reason. I think the name is cute and beautiful and strong and just has a good balance overall. And Madelyn means high tower. The next name on my list is Reni. And Reni is a name I discovered recently. I had not heard of it, but I was looking up Hebrew names, and Reni means reborn. But just as a believer who has been born again in Christ, I definitely like that name. I think it's very cute and kind of different, but it's not too out there. I just thought that was a very fun and unique name. This next name is one that we liked for my first daughter, but again, we just didn't feel like it clicked with her after we had my daughter. We didn't name my first daughter till 3 days after she was born, but that name is Aspen. If you've been around on YouTube, you know Aspen and Parker, they have a big YouTube channel. I think that is such a pretty name. I'm definitely drawn to nature names, but I like that it's not super obvious. You know, it's not like tree or ocean, it's a type of tree. And aspen, it's a super beautiful tree. Ideally, I would like something to have a little bit more of a meaning than just be a specific tree. I'm so particular. But I feel like aspen has such a fresh kind of feel to the name, and I love how Aspen and Elia sound together. I think it sounds so cute. My next name is Farrah, Farrah. Farrah means happy, which of course, who doesn't want their daughter to be happy? It has this light feminine feel to it when you say it, but it also has this strength to it, and I tend to really like that balance. So Farrah just sounds like a beautiful name for both a little girl and a strong, beautiful woman to me. I've always had a draw to Hebrew names, and this is another Hebrew name that I discovered, and it is Alvah. This is one that I really like. I just came across this I think it was like a night or two ago. I've read that it either means sublime or exalted one, which is kind of extreme. I know Alba is a popular name, but I was never drawn to that, and I'm not sure if that one has a meaning, but I really like Alvah. What do you guys think about Alvah? Is it too different? Does it sound too much like Alba? What do you guys think of it? And I think I'd want to spell it with the H on the end. I just think it looks a little bit prettier that way. So Alvah. Let me know what you guys think about that one, because I really like that name. Ellie and Alva, that kind of sounds cute together. Or is it too repetitive? I don't know. Next up is Abby. My husband and I both think Abby is such a cute and adorable name, and Abby either means the father's joy or one who gives joy, which are awesome meanings. Both Abigail and Abby are more up in the popularity, which that isn't like the main thing we're going to be looking at, but that is just a factor we'd like to consider when naming our daughter. Abby is definitely a great choice for a girl name. Since I liked the name Grace so much, I looked up the Hebrew word for grace, and that name is Charis. And I really like this name, but I feel like my husband and I, it just doesn't totally align with us. The Hebrew way of spelling that word is Charis, and I'm not really a fan of when names aren't intuitively spelt or pronounced based off their spelling, if that makes sense. That personally turns me off a little bit from picking a name. I just want something that's going to be more simple. But at the same time, I'm such a fan of that name because I feel like it has that familiar feel, but it's still so pretty and kind of different. And it means grace, which is a meaning that I'm really drawn to. I have considered spelling that one in a more phonetic way, like Karis, but I'm just not totally sold on it, and neither is my husband. But at the same time, I really like that name. This is a name that I would say is high up on my list, but it's not on my husband's, and that is Juliette. I would say Julia too, but Julia and Elia sounds a little bit too repetitive for me too, so I think Elia and Juliette would be super pretty. And what's really cool too is my husband's middle name is Julian, so I think it would be cute to have her name be connected to my husband's middle name. And the meaning of Juliette is young. Even though I love it, I feel like we're not going to decide on that one because my husband likes Julia and I like Juliette more. Next up is another Hebrew name. It's super feminine and pretty, and that's Keanna, and it means gracious and merciful, and I think I love everything about that name. I'm not sure how that name sounds with Elia and Keanna. I guess it's okay. I don't know. I think we all have our taste in how we prefer things to sound together, but I don't know if that just sounds too repetitive to me with the ending. But I really like the K sound, and it has such a pretty flow to it. Another K name that I like that I'm going to include is Kyla. Kyla is not super common at all, and you'd spell that one Kyla, and that means victorious, which is an awesome name. So I feel like Kyla would be up on my list. But is that too similar to my name? My name is Kaylin and Kyla. They are different, but they definitely have a lot of similarities going on with that. We're almost done. My next one is Audrey. Audrey means noble strength, which I feel like would suit my daughter really well. Not to talk her up or anything, but I just feel like that would fit her personality. It's so classic, it's so beautiful, it's so strong, and it has a great meaning, so I think Audrey is awesome. My husband is not crazy about Audrey, but it's definitely one that I love. Anyways, that was a long list, but you guys, this is going to be the last, probably the last video of these that I make. I can't imagine coming up with 20 more baby girl names before I have this baby girl. So again, let me know your favorites and your suggestions down below in the comments. Help us pick out a name for our baby girl. And if you're looking for a boy name and you watch this to the end for some reason, or maybe you don't know your baby's gender yet and you want to hear some boy names too, definitely go check out Deanna's video and subscribe to her channel. She is so wonderful and puts out very helpful and heartfelt content, and I love her. But thank you so much for watching. I receive all of your prayers and well wishes for my labor and delivery and the rest of this pregnancy because I'm almost there. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're interested, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!